ProVision Mentorship is one of several strategic focuses of ProVision Solutions Inc. I'm Jim Ewing, and mentorship can make a difference. This is one of several interviews with those who've experienced mentorship. Learn from their experiences. Then take a moment and share your experiences on our blog, ProVision Mentorship.
My experience with mentorship goes back probably 20 or 30 years with various people in my life. And this was not a professional or identified mentorship. It was a relationship that I had with some elders in the same line of work that I was in, which was teaching. And what happened was that they became the elder or the grandfathers that I never had. And what they do is provide perspective. And I think the most important thing that they allowed me to do was to trust my own inner experience, to really zero in on the external world, or there's authority outside, but we also have our own voice. And the process of being mentored was a process of discovering my own voice.
What type of help can a mentor provide?
The difference between making a living and knowing how to live. There are an awful lot of people that will coach and train and teach and instruct on how to make a living. Fewer people on how to live. When people come to that point where everything has fallen into place and they still feel a lack, a need, a want, an emptiness perhaps, that's where mentors can come in. Mentors are men and women who have a certain amount of life experience. They have a certain deposit of wisdom that is based on, reflected upon experience. Wisdom, the genesis of wisdom, the beginning of wisdom, is reflected upon experience. And what they bring is that depth. And they've walked the path. They have been disillusioned, so they've gotten rid of the illusion, and now now they have the truth, and now they have to recommit. And in that recommitment, what happens? That's the energy. And if you've been in the presence of a mentor, there's an energy that is different than that of a coach or an instructor or a teacher. And all those are fine roles to play, no question about that. But the mentor has that essential energy that sees things that other people don't see, transcends the typical, and moves people into seeing a different vision.
Talk with us about the development of the mentorship relationship.
And it's more than being a coach. Coaching is fine, but when it comes to mentoring, there's a structure or a development. And I like to think that there's the information, the formation, and the transformation. And when we are working with people in terms of leadership, and we are working in the informational part, what we're doing there is appealing to the head, and we're scientists, and we do that very well. That's the easy part. But when it comes to the formational part, where we move beyond that, and we want to form and inculcate values and stretch people, that's the formational part. We're appealing to the heart. And now we're storytellers and poets. But it doesn't stop there, because in the next developmental stage, which is most difficult, that's the transformation part, where we appeal to the soul, and now we are prophets. Prophets in the sense of seeing things that other people don't see. It's the Mandelas of the world. It's the business and the leaders that see something beyond. They're the hopeful dreamers. In the first stage, the information, that's the teaching role. The second stage, formation, that's almost the coaching role. And the true mentorship is the transformation role. And that's where we call people to be what they can become.
Is it possible for a mentorship relationship to be mutually beneficial?
Well, what the mentor can do is set the stage to elicit, to really educate, to draw from the mentee or the protege those nuggets of wisdom or those seminal kind of insights that they might have that they dismiss because they don't trust their own perception. And so there's that encouragement to follow your dreams is really important, to be grounded and to know it's not ego. When ego enters the room, and that has no place in the mentorship relationship, when ego enters the room, so does ego's children, with power and control, superiority and arrogance, cynicism, negativity, all those kind of things. That has no role within a mentorship relationship. And so it's that sense of receptivity, that sense of humility, and wanting to share. But more than that, it's to be open to whatever the mentee or protege wants.
Have you got some tips for both the protege and the mentor?
And I often say, don't ever let weeds grow around your dreams. Pursue. And there's going to be difficult times. The road of life sometimes will get a bit steep, and not to worry about that, because gold is tested in fire. And what we want to do is be able to plumb the depths of that experience. And as I've often said, if you wait till your hands stop shaking, you'll never open the door. So it's important to know there's going to be times of stress and strain when the road of life does get a bit steep. But the price of innovation is the willingness to fail. It's not letting that stop you. A mentor who too quickly gives the answer is moving into the role of coach and teacher. And I think what happens is we allow people to experience the consequences of the behavior. We don't want financial collapse or those kind of things, but we do want them to be able to, in a sense, a mentor would say, well, tell me, Jim, how did that work for you? It's really interesting. Even if other people have tried it 100 times and it failed flat, it fell flat on its face. What the mentor would say, well, how was that? What did you glean? What's the nugget of wisdom aside from all that? And this is the most fundamental question I think that can be posed by a mentor when it comes to challenges and opportunities that the protege takes on, is not what did you learn about the business world, not what did you learn about relationships, but what did you learn about you? What did you learn about you? And then to really celebrate that.
What final thoughts would you share with those considering entering into a mentorship relationship?
If you are looking for someone in the sense of Merlin, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Gandalf, a sage, an elder, then you're going to look in a different direction. And there you're going to ask probably different questions. And that becomes the pursuit. And that is where talking with a number of people or just scanning the horizon would be the best tact. And not easy. Not easy. There are some people who can combine all those in one. And when that happens, it's magical. And those people are out there. That can combine professional, business, and for lack of a better word, the existential, the lived experience of life. Oftentimes, the mentor doesn't recognize they are what can be seen as unconscious competence. They are unaware of their dynamic. They're unaware of what they have, but other people pick that up. Other people see it. Should I become a mentor? It's to recognize that we all have gifts, and it's to say, okay, what are my gifts? What is so uniquely me that if I wasn't here, if you weren't here, the universe would be less for it? Unique and unrepeatable. When we were created, the mold was broken. So what are we here for? As baby boomers, we know that we have more yesterdays than tomorrows. 100 years from now, none of us are here. Okay. So what's our legacy? And part of that is being open to sharing the lessons. Sharing the lessons of life, but it's really profoundly an understanding of the self. And know thyself, as Socrates said. Know thyself, and then once that happens, then we can share a similar path.
Now it's your turn to share your experience with mentorship. Visit our blog, Provision Mentorship. Make the investment in mentorship today for your success tomorrow.